Before I get too much into the ship, first off, the building requirements if you are going to go around building this. The blueprint is in the marketplace. Hopefully it doesn't drop the same as the rest of them do. To get the actual parts, the avionics, engines and fuselage, they drop from Corpus and Reactor Sabotage missions. They now have 3 caches, kind of like it did in the Void. If you collect all 3 caches, it should theoretically increase your chance of actually getting one of these parts. You're not going to be able to run it once and get all 3 parts. It's just there is a chance that they will drop in there. The avionics is actually the cheapest part to build. It's 11,100 nanospores, 4,800 plastids, 6 neurodes and 8 control modules. Takes 12 hours. The engines, yeah, this is where things start to take a really bad turn for the worse. 7,500 polymer bundle, no biggie. 7,500, and I do actually mean 7,500 this time. Salvage, 5,200 Rabido, no big deal. It also requires 3 argon crystals, and this is where you could very easily insert a Star Trek joke because of the, crystals, engines. Moving on, the fuselage is where it kind of hits the fan rather quickly. It takes 4 nitin extract and 3,500 cryotic for this thing, as well as 8,000 ferrite and 5,000 circuits. The last 2 aren't really that big of a deal. The 3,500 cryotic could be a pain. It's the 4 nitin extract to have a ship that looks like this. And it is actually pretty cool. It makes a hell of a cool sound. And it also does this weird pivot thing there. And I kind of like this one. Of course, remembering that the thing you stand on, this is not the Liset, this is the orbiter. This entire thing is the orbiter. Originally it was thought that the top part was the Liset, but that hasn't really been verified whether it is part of the orbiter or part of the Liset. Hopefully it's part of the orbiter, and then they can always make use of the door that's all the way down here and say that's where the ship docks, or maybe on the other side. So you come in there and this could literally just be the orbiter. So they've never, ever got to change this. They've actually, in 18.5, when this ship was added, changed the front window. Actually, it's much bigger. And the reason for this is floating outside. Once they added the ability to have ships of people in your squad floating outside, by the way, I'm actually in a squad of none. This is a glitch that I am kind of taking the opportunity to record it. But it does look really nice floating just outside there. And of course you can have to reposition that so you can still see it in the corner there. If you go to equipment and go to landing craft, to equip it once you have it, it's just literally select landing craft. And this is why I wanted to come in here. I completely forgot. I still have the colour scheme on these. I like that one. I still like that one more than anything else. That is by far my favourite. It's subtle. Yeah. They're all nice. Don't get us wrong here at all. Apart from, well, nah, I can't really fault that one either. But to equip it, you just come in here. There's no skins for it at the moment. There might be, but you can see where the legs pivot there as it moves around, including the engine on the back, which actually goes from side to side. It's the first one that does that. There's lots of different moving bits on this, and it looks really cool. That's not the big thing about this ship. The big thing about this ship is written underneath. Each one has its own thing you can use the air support to bring in, which is something you build and put into your gear. The Mantis has its health. The Liset has its override or hacking capabilities. This thing carpet bombs, and the carpet bomb, well, I never used it. I tried it once, it failed miserably. This, on the other hand, has got a sentry gun. It's got a turret that you can place, and it's directional. A lot of people will recognise this map. It is a fairly favourable one on Venus. This is actually Killican, just as kind of an example of this thing. But it is a directional turret. So you literally just use, again, the air support, you build it. Once you get the landing craft segment, you'll get the blueprint for these things, you build them, and you literally just throw it on the floor. And there's a turret. It's a level 30 turret. And it points whichever way you're facing when you throw it. If I was facing that way and put one down, it would be facing a wall. So as you can imagine, if you have a team of 4 using these things, you could, for a defense mission, especially this one there pointing that way, one there pointing that way, one there pointing that way, because it will take care of almost everything that comes down this corridor, considering it's a level 30. It is massively cheating. Actually, I need health. But yeah, it is a huge cheat to have this thing, especially on the lower levels. It will probably get changed in time, but I really hope it doesn't. It's not overkill. It's not overpowered. I've just taken a high level item to a low level mission, that's all.